This? Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Hi. So today I have a very special guest. Alexa Capella is here, and you might be wondering why. As you all may know, I do a lot of videos talking about women who choose not to date bisexual men. So I thought that I would do something different today and bring in someone who actually prefers dating bisexual men. And it's an interesting way I stumbled across her. She is a YouTuber, and I typed the word bisexual into YouTube, and I saw this video called I Prefer Bisexual Men. And I thought, okay, I gotta talk to this person. So here we are. So I thought that I would ask a few questions about why it is that you, Alexa, prefer bisexual men. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So let's just jump into it. Why, Alexa? Why bisexual men?
Well, like I said in the video, it's not really like something that I can conclusively put my finger on exactly, but in general, like I just have a much better like rapport with bisexual men, and I just naturally tend to be more attracted to bisexual men. I don't go out searching for them, but I do find that I like have a really good connection with a man, and then later down the line he reveals, oh, by the way, I'm bisexual. And
So does that mean that you have dated bisexual men before?
yes.
And what do you think there's any sort of difference between dating a bisexual guy and like dating someone who isn't?
I think I guess the biggest difference, I guess would be while we're dating, they don't seem as like possessive and jealous. But as far as like just in general, I don't think that there's like much of a difference there. Like I don't have any different worries dating a bisexual man than I would a straight heterosexual man.
Now, I might be a little biased, but I think bisexual guys are better.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Okay, hey, we agree. So I'm wondering, like, I know, like, I have this kind of concept that bisexual guys, especially once a person kind of embraces the fact that they're bisexual, they no longer feel so tied to the idea that they have to live up to the stereotype of, you know, masculinity sort of thing. Not saying that bisexual guys are masculine. I consider myself to be way too masculine. But like, have you ever kind of experienced where bisexual guys just don't seem to be as trapped to the, you know, the rules that society throws on men in general, or is that just something that you think bisexual men experience as well?
I mean, in my experience, I would definitely say that the bisexual men that I've dated don't seem overly concerned to be proving their masculinity left and right. I do think that like society does tend to challenge them more and probably try to make them feel like they have to constantly be proving their masculinity. But yeah, in general, it's not. I guess I would agree that they kind of like let go of that, and they're already secure in who they actually are versus trying to like keep up with appearances.
Now, I will mention this because, and it's not necessarily a question, I'm just putting it out there because knowledge has to be known. The one study on the topic of women who date bisexual men says that they think that bisexual men are better in bed. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not like suggesting anything, or it's not a question. I'm just stating what the latest research shows. Just saying. Do you think that, so you feel like you end up with bisexual dudes more often?
Yes.
Do you believe there's something called BiDAR? Like, how is it that, you know, and I assume that like, at least one of these guys you didn't realize was bi before you got into the relationship?
Both.
Both?
Both. I didn't know that they were bisexual until we were already in relationships.
So, do you believe in BiDAR? Like, which is, for those of you who might not be familiar with the kind of concept, it's like gaydar, one thing for bisexuals. Because I feel like I have it.
You feel like you have it for sure?
100%.
Okay.
For sure.
I mean, this is going to sound so silly because I really don't go out of my way trying to, like, with binoculars find bisexual men. But I almost hope, like when I'm attracted to somebody and things are going well, I hope that they're bisexual. But well, no, like, see, and that's the thing, like, I don't want, you have to be careful, because in that video that you found, the way that you found me, somebody did make a comment on there saying like, oh, you know, like, I understood exactly what you were saying in the video, but I hope people don't think that you're like making a fetish out of bisexual men. And I said, you know what, that's a really good point, and I swear I'm not doing that. But I don't know if I necessarily have a bidar, but I definitely would say that I have like a awesome person that's like chill and has a great personality and like a spirit that I vibe with are like
I guess that's the longer term for bidar.
Yeah, there we go.
Person you feel chill with, you can make it. Yeah, sure. Then, do you think you mentioned someone in the comment section saying something. Yeah. Do you think there's a stigma towards women who either date bisexual men or even prefer bisexual men?
There definitely is. And I was telling you earlier that in that I prefer bisexual men video that I made recently, actually, I think it was late last week or even early this week, there was a series of comments there where a female was extremely agitated at the fact that I love bisexual men, like I said in the video, and the comment that started it all was, "You're going to get AIDS." And so it was extremely, obviously it's ridiculous, and I just sat there and thought, like, is this really a thing still in 2018 that people think that it's ridiculous. But I have had experiences where people go out of their way to express the fact that they think it's disgusting and they don't understand it and they're really hateful about it. So yeah, I think there is a stigma.
And certainly, you know, I talk a lot on this channel about all the reasons that, you know, women perhaps don't date bisexual guys. But the truth is, I mean, I make my living, as many of you know, writing bisexual romance, and specifically MMF bisexual romance, which is two guys and a girl. And I mean, I live a nice life in Los Angeles because of it, which means there's a lot of people out there, 80-90% of my readers are women. So there's a lot of women out there who really are drawn to the idea of bisexual men. So seeing your video, I was like, well, I mean, that's great. I mean, not only are you saying positive things to, you know, cool guys, but you're giving voice to a group that feels like I would assume don't have a voice.
Right. Yeah. And there was so much positive feedback on that video. And it's not a secret amongst like people that I know like back home and stuff, like that is my preference, etc. But you know, there are so many people that when I do let them in on that fact that they have so many questions and they're just like confused. And so I was like, you know what, this would be a great video. I can't be the only one. I have a sibling, like I told you before, that it feels the same way. And I just knew that it definitely wasn't just me and her that have that preference. And so it's definitely a thing. And I feel like I kind of want to make more videos. I didn't want to, I didn't want to make anybody feel like I was like exploiting the subject or anything like that. That's why I've kind of steered away from making more videos like that. But I definitely think I'm going to now, especially with the comments that I received recently of someone expressing their like disdain for the topic, etc. Because I feel like the more we talk about it and the more somebody like me comes out and shows support and speaks their truth, like the less weird or the less of a thing it's going to be, like just in general. So
do you have any advice for other women who might prefer or just want to date bisexual guys, but they feel the pressure from society to do otherwise?
I would definitely say just come right out and show your support. It wasn't all that long ago that even dating interracially was considered like something disgusting or weird or odd, etc. And even though I know it's not the exact same thing, the more normal we make something that actually is normal, the more like the rest of the world is going to have to jump on board and stop putting all this taboo and stigma on certain things that really, first of all, don't concern them, and then also aren't anything to feel like you have to hide from or cover up, etc. My advice would just be just live your truth And then that way nobody can use it against you.
How much do you like her? And I would like to encourage you all to go check out her channel. We will be doing a video on that, talking about the misconceptions that people have about bisexual guys. So go and check her channel out. And if you would like to support this channel, you can go to Amazon and check out my t-shirts. I have them in short sleeve, long sleeve, hoodies, and sweatshirts, as well as my bisexual pins. And of course, I write bisexual romance, and you can check all that stuff out in a link in the description below. Until the next time, stay cooler, my bisexual friends. Stay cooler.
Stay cooler.
Bye.